Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and it's that time of the week again. It's time for me to give you guys an update on how my last week of training went. Now this video here is going to cover from January 9th through January 15th, 2017. And this past week I was doing TrainerRoad's week number 3 of the Sweet Spot Base High Volume plan. And I started off the week. Now, just so you guys know, I started off this week of training with an FTP of 271. So therefore, all of my workouts were scaled at 271 to start off the week. And the first workout of the week was TrainerRoad's Heyekel, which is basically 3 sets of intervals at 3 minutes of high percentage of FTP. And these were step intervals. This was a difficult workout. And I also did a 15-minute warm-up. So I did roughly about 26 miles or so, give or take. Roughly, if I was riding outdoors, did an hour, 15 minutes on the bike. Good workout here to start the week off. And then on the 10th, I did TrainerRoad's Tray Mountain, which is 3 by 20-minute intervals at 85% FTP. Did a 30-minute warm-up to start off the ride. And you get, I think it was, 5 or 6 minutes of recovery in between those intervals. So that's a good workout. I'll tell you what, that's harder than it looks, to be honest with you. The 3 by 20 minutes. 20-minute intervals at 85% FTP is it's not easy. I mean, it wasn't excruciatingly difficult, but that was that's a more difficult workout than it looks, honestly. Tough workout. 2 hours on the bike. Did roughly 40 miles or so if I was riding outdoors. So that was a solid ride. Then the following day I did TrainerRoad's Jepson, which is another difficult workout. 4 by 8 minute, varying high percentage of FTP intervals. Did a 30-minute warm-up, and you see there those big spikes in the middle. Basically, those are, I think they're 12-second long, 10 or 12-second long big power spikes. So basically, during those intervals, you're already working at a very, very high percentage of your FTP, and then you have to do these 10-second long basically sprints, where you're pushing out a real high percentage of FTP. I tell you what, it's difficult because you kind of have to almost recover to a sense while you're already at a pretty high rate of your FTP. So that was a difficult workout, honestly. Jepson was not easy, but really good workout. Did roughly 30 miles, hour and a half on the bike. Then the following day had a relatively short, just endurance-paced ride, which I was looking for that at this point in the week. TrainerRoad's Pettit, did a 10-minute warm-up, roughly 22 miles or so, roughly hour, 10 minutes on the bike. You'll see there on that little yellow downward spiral, that little yellow downward arrow, I actually had a power drop right there. And if you guys know, I did a video a while back on the channel here telling you guys how I've never had a power drop while using Ant Plus on TrainerRoad. Well, there's my first power drop. Happened on Pettit. Wasn't really a big deal. I mean, it only lasted for like 2-3 seconds, and it came right back. And the power came right back, and it wasn't a big issue. But I can no longer say that I've never had a power drop using Ant Plus, because I have had one. I haven't had one since, but I have had this one. So, and then actually I did the day after that I did TrainerRoad's Clark, and I actually bumped up my FTP to 272 before this ride. So I bumped up to 272, and TrainerRoad's Clark is 6 by 8 minute intervals at 88 to 94% FTP. I did do a 30-minute warm-up before the ride, and you see there those big power spikes. Those are 12-second long power, big. Basically, you're starting off an 8-minute interval with a huge 12-second power sprint. So you basically have to do this big power sprint, and then, like I said, basically settle into the interval and kind of get some recovery while you're cranking out a huge percentage of FTP. Very, very challenging workout, to say the least. I did get through it without having to back pedal or anything like that. So that was an FTP bump day for me. Got through that workout, and then of course I ended the week yesterday with TrainerRoad's McClure, which is basically the long endurance ride to end the week. It's a 3-hour ride. I did do a 10-minute warm-up, so I did roughly 62, 63 miles, give or take, if I was outdoor riding. Just at an endurance pace, a couple of different endurance intervals. But it's a challenging workout because it's so long. And, 3 hours and 10 minutes on a trainer without any stoppage in pedaling, that's a tough ride in and of itself, regardless of what, percentage of your FTP you're working at. Just the mere fact that you're pedaling nonstop for over 3 hours on a bicycle on an indoor trainer makes it difficult in and of itself. So that's my end of my week. Today's my rest day, and then I'll be hitting week number 4 here tomorrow, and I'm going to be going into the week at 272 FTP. And actually, this past week of training, as you guys saw there, put me in at actually just a little over 11 hours of training on the bike. Roughly 223.8 miles, so we'll say 225 miles roughly if I was outdoor riding. Another solid week of training in the books. I feel good. A couple of those workouts here in week number 3 were very, very challenging, but I did feel pretty good through every workout. Was able to get through, no issues. So like I said, I'm starting week number 4 in FTP at 272. And I know I did an equation for you guys last week, so let me just kind of do that here. I actually, it shouldn't go up by much, and again, my weight is still on point. I'm weighing in consistently between 123 to 126 pounds every morning, so I can still go off my 125 body weight, and if I decide 272 into 56.75 kilos, which is what I weigh, come up with, I'm basically, with my FTP, puts me around 4.79 and some change watts per kilo. So I'm getting right on the cusp of 4.8 watts per kilo FTP compared to body weight. So I continue to make some progress towards my goal. Again, like you guys know, my goal is to someday, hopefully this year, reach 5 watts per kilo FTP is my goal. I think I can get there. I think if I just keep making these steady progressions, I'll get there. Like I told you guys last week, I'm finding it harder and harder to make the FTP bumps, and I'm only going to do a percentage point a week. If I can do that, was able to do it this past week. Hopefully, I can continue to do that next week. So, just wanted to give you guys this quick update here on my training. Everything is still going well. I hope you guys are getting some good training in, and are looking forward to the upcoming racing season here, 2017. I know I am. And as always, guys, I appreciate all the support here on the channel, and I'll see you guys in next week's update video. Until then, happy riding out there, and remember, stay safe on your bikes.